So I wonder where these episodes were when she actually told other producers, that she had experiences that she felt uncomfortable with. Hi and welcome to Close and Talk. I'm Kjersti Flaa, and on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood and working as an entertainment reporter. So today I was expecting to sit here and talk about the amended complaint from Blake Lively because the deadline was today and we haven't seen anything yet. I thought that was going to be the first thing I saw this morning. But now it's 5 o'clock in New York and there's still no complaint. So yeah, I guess I'm going to have to talk about other stuff. And while we're waiting for this to come out, if she doesn't file anything, I don't know if that's actually an option even. So I'm just confused now. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, yesterday I had a great talk with Steph with the deeds, Stephanie, and we talked about the SNL appearance from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And of course, there's been backlash, as expected. So Brian Friedman was interviewed yesterday by Billy Bush on his podcast on YouTube, and Baldoni's lawyer said that I am unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation. Yeah, not a great look. And of course, he was as shocked as everyone else that Ryan Reynolds would actually make a joke about his wife. He didn't make a joke about Blake, but he made a joke about the situation. And the situation is quite serious. We're talking about SH allegations here. And I'm still so surprised that Ryan Reynolds will do something like that, especially considering the backlash he got from making fun of Justin Baldoni in Deadpool as an ice pool. I mean, it was everywhere talking about how that character was based on him and how Ryan Reynolds made fun of him despite the serious allegations his wife was making against him. And then he goes on and does this again. I also read in several outlets that had been talking to insiders that went to the event that a lot of the celebrities were trying to kind of avoid them. Which I totally understand. No one wants to get dragged into this mess. There was a photo of Blake Lively with Dakota Johnson, and you could see the picture. Dakota Johnson doesn't look like super excited to be posing with Blake Lively. Apparently, they left with Paul McCartney and they stayed for an hour after they were done shooting the show. So I don't know who they spoke to. There was also a picture of them with Chevy Chase. I guess he's not afraid of his reputation. He doesn't have the best one. And I also heard there were some controversies and some serious discussions at SNL amongst the producers that wouldn't really agree if it was a good idea to bring Ryan Reynolds on like they did with that stupid joke.
Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Yeah, and another thing I just learned is that Taylor Swift apparently was invited to the 50th anniversary of SNL and turned down the invitation because she knew Blake Lively would be there. As we know, Blake Lively wasn't invited or didn't show up to the Super Bowl with Taylor Swift. That is, she's done so many years in a row. So, and according to some sources in the Daily Mail, again, Taylor Swift has chosen to take a step back. It's been a lot of back and forth here in the media. There are sources saying she's taking a step back and then she's not, and then they're still friends. But apparently now they're not friends again, and Taylor Swift wants to keep her distance, which is very understandable. Another source at the event said that the celebrities were completely avoiding them and also talking about them behind their backs. I'm thinking people are probably a little upset with them because this is not only shedding a bad light on them, but it's shedding a bad light on Hollywood in general and the entire machinery, the PR machinery, the publicists, the managers. Everything seems so dirty now, and it's giving Hollywood a bad rep. And I think especially these older legendary actors, they're not having it. You could see that, I think it went viral, the expression on Kevin Costner's face while Ryan Reynolds stood up and did this joke, and he was just like stone-faced. He's just chewing his gum. And I saw in the bottom corner of my TV screen, you could see Robert De Niro, who's like, he also just continued chewing on his gum while Ryan Reynolds was done with his joke. So people weren't amused. So I don't know. The only person I've seen that think this PR move was a smart move is Bethany Frankel from Real Housewives of New York. I don't know why she thinks that was a good move, but I do follow her on TikTok, and sometimes I find her really amusing sometimes. But I think she's totally off with this one. It was definitely not a good move. And also, like some outlets have been saying, you know, this is bad for Blake Lively's lawsuit because it proves that she's not affected by what's going on. She put on this big smile and, you know, pose on the red carpet, pretending like everything's amazing, wearing a beautiful dress. That's not the way you want to see a victim that you feel sorry for. I just think it's complete opposite of what she should be doing. I think it was Page 6 or someone who had hired a body language analyst who looked at Ryan and Blake on the red carpet to see, you know, how they were feeling, if they were nervous. And the person said that they didn't look nervous, and the way she was posing, she looked confident. But you have to remember, these people are actors. They know how to act confident. And, you know, sometimes people would say to me, oh, you look so relaxed in that situation, in that interview. But I'm not. I'm just really good at hiding it. So for me, when I looked at Blake, I thought she looked so nervous. I feel I could see her heart bumping out of that dress. No, so I don't think that's true. If they weren't nervous at all showing up like that, there's something really fundamentally wrong with them. I mean, I would be dying if I was her walking into that room. Can you imagine how people were looking when they saw them there? I think it was completely unexpected that they would show up. There was another clip of Blake Lively on Good Morning America, actually. I found this clip. It was 7 years ago, where she was talking about Harvey Weinstein, because that was during the Me Too movement. And as we know, Blake Lively's publicist, Leslie Sloan, was backed financially by Harvey Weinstein when she started her own company in 2014. And she was also representing Blake Lively back then. And Blake said that she had never had a bad experience with Harvey Weinstein herself. So I'm guessing that Leslie maybe made sure of that. But she also said something interesting here, that, you know, that people should speak up. And she had spoken up before about these things, and that they really haven't been taken that seriously.
People come forward that your bosses, you have to acknowledge it. You know, there have been moments where I've come forward, where other people have come forward with things that just feel little and you're not sure. But when your bosses tell you that this is not a priority to them, then you think, okay, well then this must not be that big of a deal. Maybe what I'm complaining about isn't really that big of a deal. And it is.
And you're right.
So I wonder where these episodes were when she actually told other producers that, you know, that she had experiences that she felt uncomfortable with. If everyone says it's nothing, it's not a big deal, maybe sometimes it isn't a big deal. Maybe it isn't a big deal if someone says you smell good when you say, oh, I have this horrible spray tan on, it smells bad. And the person or your co-star said, oh no, don't worry, you smell good. Maybe that's okay. And, you know, as it was reported, I saw in Daily Mail again today about, you know, how she was breastfeeding in front of Baldoni all the time. And then she said she felt uncomfortable while he was looking down her cleavage one day. So, and the fact that she's given birth to 4 children, and she find it really uncomfortable to see a woman giving birth, or a picture of a woman who had given birth. It's all these things that just makes absolutely no sense. I also watched this interview with Brandon Sklenar, who played Atlas in It Ends With Us, he was supporting Blake Lively from the start, and of course he received a lot of backlash. I think he also closed off his comment section for a while, and with so many horrific comments on his Instagram. So of course he has been one of those people who paid for having an opinion. And yesterday he was interviewed on CBS Morning, and he was asked the question, are you on Team Blake or Team Justin? And he kind of laughed it off and said, I'm on Team It Ends With Us.
You're Bennett, you said I'm not in it, but are you Team Blake or Team Justin? He said, I don't speak English, Gail.
I'm team it ends with us.
Yeah.
And he's Team Taylor and
Yes, and he's
Paramount
Team
Plus.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Got a
Watch
little
the
nick on
movie.
his knuckle there.
No.
Yeah, I guess he found a way around it in a sense, but it just tells me that he's just afraid and he doesn't want to receive any more backlash. He kept talking about how much the movie meant to him and how much it meant to victims and, you know, that it had helped other women. And I'm like, were you there at that press tour when you guys were just talking about flowers and hair care lines and, you know, we're told not to to talk about anything serious, and then you say it helped a lot of women that came out of bad relationship or abusive relationships. And as we've now learned, Brandon Sklenar's relationship with Blake Lively gave him some advantages because Blake Lively is good friends with Paul Feig, who directed her in A Simple Favor and in The Simple Favor, the sequel that is coming out soon. And guess who's got a part in the next Paul Feig movie? Brandon Sklenar. Regarding the promotion of A Simple Favor, the first movie, someone reminded me of this poster that was everywhere, and Blake Lively posted it on her own Instagram, where she is basically putting a martini on the tummy or whatever intimate areas of a naked man with his legs spread. I just find it like such double standard here. I mean, how can you pose like that? And then accuse Baldoni of calling some of your outfits sexy. I mean, in the meantime, Blake's brother-in-law, Bart, posted a story yesterday. I thought it was so dumb. He's so desperate for attention, this man is ridiculous. He was bragging yesterday on his Instagram story that he's super popular on Cameo, that he's selling, you can actually buy a greeting from him for $55 on Cameo. And it was just the way that he said these things that just makes me like, oh my God, what a narcissist.
Gosh, I almost said it was Coach. Because I've been a character. I just did like 14 cameos. I'm just trying to catch up. And I just thought, maybe I'll just pop in here to say hi to everybody. Maybe I'll go live right now. Should I go live? Maybe I'll go live. But I just want to say I am on Cameo. I've done like 3,200 cameos so far. Just getting started, just getting warmed up. But let me tell you something. When I do a cameo, man, we go all out. We bring the heat.
Anyways, if you are a fan of High School Musical, you know where to go to get a personal message from Bart Johnson. By the way, I saw some of you guys in the comment section commenting about Bart Johnson and how he was a coward for changing his mind about Baldoni, but that's not what I was trying to say. I said that in a few episodes ago. I just wanted to correct that. So Bart Johnson came out really attacking Justin Baldoni after the lawsuit was filed from Blake Lively, and then later he said he came with a general apology that he was sorry to everyone he had offended in the past, which to me is not like a real authentic apology. It's just to say like, hey, I'm on no one's team here. Don't go after me. Don't harass me on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or wherever it is. So that's what I meant by that. I think everyone can change their mind and it's totally fine if you believe in. A lot of people, I think, believed in Blake Lively at first when they saw her complaint were filed, and then they changed their mind when they saw Baldoni's side. And that's totally fine. But I think if you're attacking someone like he did with Baldoni, I think it's not just to say that, oh, I'm sorry to everyone that I might have offended in the past. That's not genuine. Anyways, guys, I was hoping, as I said, to talk about the amended complaint. It hasn't been filed yet, as far as I know, so maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. If there is one, we'll see. Thanks again for your support, you guys, and thanks for stopping by Flawsome Talk. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and hit the notification button. We are almost at 200,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So yeah, I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.